Mr. President, since you left office, there have been a number of books that have come out, deeply sourced from Democratic sources, that claim in your final year there was a dramatic decline in your cognitive abilities. In the final year of your presidency, what is your response to these allegations, or are these sources wrong?
Good question.
They are wrong. There's nothing to sustain that, number one. Number two, think of what we were left with. We were left with a circumstance where we had an insurrection when I started, not since the Civil War. We had a circumstance where we were in a position that the pandemic, because of the incompetence of the last outfit, end up over 1 million.
He is senile.
Oh,
he's not doing okay.
This is the answer to her question, not the words, but this.
Why are they forcing him?
He just answered the question without trying to.
Why are they still forcing him to go out in public and speak? Let him go put his toes in the sand.
Man, they finna write a book.
I thought he'd be on his cruise.
They finna write a book, bro. They gotta sell a book. Look at Jill. She said we gotta promote.
Let Joe write a book. It's gonna be scribbles.
It's like
it's gonna be
perfect.
The Democrats gotta be going through a ritual right now. Cause there's no way he just gonna sit up here and just lie like this. Brother, you're old. You're not okay. It's okay, buddy.
You know what they could be doing? They're gonna send him back out there. Because they ain't got nobody. They said maybe we should have stuck with Joe. Let's see how he do on The View. Nah, I'm just. They couldn't do that.
Think they was gonna get him this round two like Trump.
He got equally as good of a chance as any of their other candidates to win. That's how bad it is.
Mr. President, since you left office, there have been a number of books that have come out, deeply sourced from Democratic sources, that claim in your final year there was a dramatic decline in your cognitive abilities. In the final year of your presidency, what is your response to these allegations, or are these sources wrong?
They are wrong. There's nothing to sustain that, number one. Number two, think of what we were left with. We were left with a circumstance where we had an insurrection when I started, not since the Civil War. We had a circumstance where we were in a position that the pandemic, because of the incompetence of the last outfit, end up over 1 million people dying. 1 million people dying. And we're also in a situation where we found ourselves unable to deal with a lot of just basic issues, and which I won't go into in interesting time.
So y'all couldn't deal with
so
basic
we went
issues.
to work, and we got it done. And one of the things that and
Alyssa, one of the things I think is that the people who wrote those books were not in the White House with us, and they didn't see how hard Joe worked every single day. I mean, he'd get up, he'd put in a full day, and then at night I'd be in bed.
I'm sorry.
Why did she cut it? She had to come save him.
Dude, are you kidding me?
It's a good wife move.
This elder abuse.
This is bad. Like,
but they knew, bro. We knew the whole time because we were watching it closely. But that debate, me and Taj were talking about the other day. That was so funny, bro. Just sitting there watching that. That was like, I knew when that day happened, I said, Trump won the election. No matter what.
Yeah, because it proved it.
That was the day he won.
It proved they lied. And they kept lying after.
Yeah, it killed their credibility.
Dude, if he was cognitive, then we would have seen him in the White House doing multiple press briefings, like Trump, like we see Trump do all the time.
No auto pen.
The fact that she just had to come save him and his answer should be the biggest.
He didn't even answer the question. Well, he did unintentionally.
He tried.
Every time we seen Joe Biden, he was doing bad. He didn't do good not one time.
Sleeping.
Yeah.
So to just say that
is
crazy. You guys are complete liars.
Joe worked every single
Look at
day.
him.
I mean, he'd get up,
he'd
put in a full day, and then at night I'd be in bed, reading my book, and he was still on the phone reading his briefings, working with staff. I mean, it was nonstop. It's the White House. Being president is not like a job. It's a lifestyle. It's a life that you live. You live it 24 hours
Why is she
a day.
answering this?
That
How would you
phone
know?
can ring at 11 o'clock at night or 2 in the morning. It's constant. You never leave it. And Joe worked really hard. I think he was a great president. And if you look at things today,
He was disappointed.
This is bad.
if you look at things today, give me Joe Biden anytime.
So he sucks.
That's worth the invitation to come to the show.
He is a pure old man.
Yeah, he got a real wife though. Jill standing down for her husband, man.
She
love her husband.
She's trying to retain the control that they have. That's what she's doing.
She got
Bro.
his back.
But
But
Yeah.
look though, bro,
Man,
this is
Bro, my grandpa moves like this. And he's like 80, 90, and he just can't. He can't barely open a refrigerator sometimes by himself.
You think Joe Biden at that stage?
Yes.
Look at him. He's
Yes.
looking down like he doesn't know what's
You remember
happening.
that video of him walking on the sand?
Nah, bro.
The scene was pretty bad.
That was horrible.
Jill Biden
That
was
was
answering
pretty
the
bad.
phone when these world leaders was calling. She was like, "Hey, it's the first lady here.
Just tell me what you want. I'm gonna go tell Joe. I'm gonna tell you
We
what Joe
believe
needs.
in inclusiveness. We're gonna get you that." Joe Biden, this shit is bad. That's all I can say. This shit is very bad. And the fact that they're still lying about it proves they haven't learned nothing, bro.
They've learned nothing.
Well,
Like, oh
he can't just say like as the president. You can't just go out there and say, "Yeah, my brain wasn't working." And
you can't. He
If
can't.
you're getting old,
He wasn't gonna answer
You can't
that.
just
he
you just
couldn't-
can't
he
go
couldn't.
out and just say
It's
it.
going. Yeah, it makes the whole
That look
left
bad
look
on
bad.
his image.
Yeah,
Why
he couldn't say anything else.
like,
But he, you know.
they shouldn't have did this, bro.
They shouldn't did this.
Like,
Yeah,
exactly,
I understand
yeah.
that, but
Okay.
but he couldn't just say, "Yeah, man, my brain ain't
Bro.
working like it used to no
That
more."
would've been the best.
He couldn't just do that.
That would have been bad.
He could have been like at the end. It got a bit more difficult, but I felt I'm still doing the job.
Well, what's worse? Saying
thing,
you're
bro?
okay?
Man,
You had
got
no
it.
choice
He had no
in that
it's
position.
Like his back was against the wall.
The choice was to never appear again.
Like we already
That-
kind of know. Like we already kind of know because they took him off the primary. That's all you need to know.
Why is he
That's
out?
all you need to know.
Why are we seeing him right now, then?
Man, he got to stand good on his name. That's still his legacy. You know what I'm saying? He
well,
gonna
it hurt them more.
hey, I'm
Hurt
just
all
saying.
their
If I'm the
credibility.
Democrat,
The fact that they're still lying is hurting their
No,
credibility.
they are tripping for keep lying.
Like, just tell the truth, bro.
if
Yeah,
I'm
just
running
say it.
things, Joe Biden, no,
So-
you're
So
not
you telling
going
me?
anywhere.
You telling me if your brain wasn't working, you gonna go out there and tell the world my brain was
Hey, bro,
not working?
I know what's best for my situation right now.
Also, he probably
Not
thinks
to
that
do
his
this.
brain was working. You're asked like if
You
you
don't think-
ask someone, if you ask a drunk, "Are you drunk?" They're gonna say no. You know what I'm saying? Like
Maybe they're getting in his head, bro. But this is elder abuse. It's Joe.
He don't
You what
even
that
know.
means? I don't even think. I
They
think
know,
he knows
man.
Trump's not that bad.
no,
either,
they
bro.
know. He don't know.
I think Joe
He can't
knows.
walk. You think he gonna say I'm good,
Bro, Joe knows that Trump's not that bad.
He don't know
knows
nothing, but he don't even know what's going on, bro. He probably ain't
He
even,
do know at
He
least.
probably couldn't tell you.
it. Like this is politics, bro. Purely. He just lied to the people again, bro. That's the problem.
What do you expect though?
But he had to do that.
I
feel
mean,
like.
Keep it real, bro.
When I was in the White House, y'all, my brain wasn't working. Oh my gosh, who's running the office? Like, let's think about that.
I'm just like, this is bad, bro. This is
bad.
like if it was like we were playing basketball and it's like actually 100-0. Like
That is pretty bad.
this is bad, bro. They can't get AW.
Nah,
Not
they
one.
can't.
Well, they shouldn't went out there at all. They
Exactly.
shouldn't- They
That's
should have
a-
just
that's-
let Joe be retired. Go get him some golf clubs, trying to get his strength back. You know.
And I know that Joe Biden is not on the ballot. I understand that. But the reason that you are at the top of the ticket is because he dropped out of this race. And so I want to ask you, and it was largely because of that debate performance back in June. You defended him in the days before and in the days after as you were campaigning for another 4 years for President Biden. Can you say that you were honest with the American people about what you saw in those moments with President Biden as you were with him again and again, repeatedly in that time?
Of course. Joe Biden is an extremely accomplished, experienced, and capable in every way that anyone would want if they're president.
You never saw anything
Absolutely.
like what happened at the debate night behind closed doors with him?
It was a bad debate. People have bad debates.
Who's gonna vote for Elijah?
He is absolutely.
But that's the reason why you're here, and he's not. running for the top of the ticket?
Well, you'd have to ask him if that's the only reason why.
It's a judgment question. That's why I ask. Can the American people trust you in these moments, even when it's maybe uncomfortable for Americans to level with Americans in that way? So that's why I ask. And it sounds like what you're saying is you feel like you never saw anything like that from President Biden.
I speak with not only sincerity, but with a real firsthand account of watching him do this work. I have no reluctance in saying that.
She should have at least told the truth.
Remember, we used to say it during that time. We were like, she's either going to have to throw him under the bus to win, or they're going to know that she's capped. And she stuck with it and took her L. So why would we think Joe go turn around now after all that?
Yeah, well, it just shows
we at the time, bro, we saw all this. Like,
no, we did, but they're not in it for the right
no,
reasons.
No, but I also think about if she would have said that, the world gonna ask who was like controlling the office, like who's running everything.
She had to say that.
But yeah, she had to, because if she would have said
that's like
his mind was gone, nobody said nothing, no impeachments, that means she was running the country.
I mean, the fact that they're continuing to lie after the lying didn't work and the lying and gaslighting, it's like they just haven't learned.
Like, I understand why back then, like,
I don't even understand what the point of him even talking at this point
is. It's just another like why did this happen? Like who's one of the Democrat operatives that made this even be a thing? Because this did nothing but make the case worse.
Bro, they probably selling a book. Bro, that's the only thing I could just.
That's what I'm saying. They're not in it for the right reasons, bro. This shows that they're not in it for actually to help American people.
Why do you think the vice president lost, and were you surprised?
I wasn't surprised, not because I didn't think the vice president was the most qualified person to be president. She is. She's qualified to be president of the United States of America. Right. But I was surprised. I wasn't surprised because they went the route of the sexist route, the whole route. I mean, this is a woman. She's this. She's that. I mean, it really. I've never seen quite as successful and a consistent campaign undercutting the notion that a woman couldn't lead the country, and a woman of mixed race. Yeah. And they played that.
They were racist.
To fairly well. In addition to that,
that's why she lost.
One of the things happened, if you notice.
That's why he tells her.
I'm going to be shorter.
She's
black.
Okay.
She said, "Don't be Joe Biden. Be short."
I said that to him.
Anyway, make a long story short. All kidding aside, think about it. Liberal democracies all across America, all across the world lost that time. Yeah. All across America. I think we underestimate the phenomenal negative impact that COVID had and the pandemic had on people, on attitudes, on optimism, on a whole range of things. So I was very disappointed, but I wasn't surprised. The only thing that surprised me is the excess to which they've gone in some of the attacks they've made.
Yeah. Well, when was the last time you spoke with the vice president, and has she talked to you about what she wants to do next? Sought any advice? Maybe governor?
Yesterday, I talk to her frequently. We stay in touch, number one. Number two, she's sought my opinion. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
What to wear to the Met Gala.
That's exactly right. No, but all kidding aside, she's got a difficult decision to make about what she's going to do. Yeah. I hope she stays fully engaged. I think she's first rate. But we have a lot of really good candidates as well. So I'm optimistic. I'm not pessimistic about the future.
Hearing that, Kamala might not run.
Racism and COVID.
I mean, the fact that she didn't win and now she's just like non-existent in politics, and her first return is "I told you so." Yeah, I don't see her running again.
Yeah,
I think
who you think gonna win out of her AOC now? Because y'all kept saying
right now. I think if the current trends that we're seeing continue, I think AOC could beat her out.
Wow. Nah.
I gotta keep it 100, bro. She's gaining popularity.
If everyone in that party endorses Kamala,
they're not gonna endorse her, bro.
I mean, if she stays in her current,
she just got lucky, bro. She was in the right position at the right time.
That's why
I mean, as far as voters go, and likelihood of voters, they'd probably choose her over AOC. But if the current trends where Kamala doesn't, she's like trying to be more of a star. Like she's going to the Met Gala. She signed with a creative arts agency. Like what?
Yeah, I don't think she'll do it. But I think
she's an actor.
AOC is trash.
I think AOC is trash. But she's popular.
Kamala
That
probably
would be so.
Speaks well.
That'd be good for the Republicans. JD,
Wait,
lay
what
up
did
election
Kamala
for
do?
you.
What did Kamala do before she was vice president?
She was a governor or senator in California.
She was an AG.
Yeah,
She was the
Attorney
AG,
General.
but she served, huh? Oh, she was the AG of Oakland, huh?
Yeah, she was
Oh,
an
yeah,
AG
she's not
and
gonna
the
win.
DA.
She's not a real
That's
politician.
what she
bro.
was.
She's not a real politician, bro.
What?
She's
the
a lawyer.
AG's politician.
I mean,
They got
but
voters. In California too.
she's not like AOC. That's really.
Yeah, she was
I,
the AG of California. Yep.
I
And
feel
she
like
was in the Senate. Yep. Yeah, that's what I thought. She was a senator. I knew I wasn't tripping. Yeah.
I don't know.
AG. Then she went to the Senate.
I don't think she's gonna run though.
don't
Off
know,
that comment, he said, I hope that she stays, relevant or stay whatever, in politics. Basically, that's kind of what he basically just said to me.
Yeah, I don't think she'll run though. I don't think she'll.
Hey.
Because it doesn't really,
She's trying to get her face out there right now. So
Have
I
you
gotta
seen
keep it
her?
100, bro.
you didn't see her at the Met Gala?
I know, but
You didn't see the picture of her
She
wearing
could be
a-
taking another route,
She had the Alexander.
She had the white black dress, the little Doug out there with the the tux, and they had somebody behind them. I forget who was behind them. She trying to get her name out. She doing her little
done, bro.
appearances right now.
Yeah, guys. I mean, hey,
But hey, I still say AOC gonna get the job done. I don't know.
hell no. Hey, look, guys. Until they get a real man in their party, they're cooked. Point blank. Period. Till somebody comes out and start telling the truth and telling, or it is what it is, then they're not gonna win, bro. That's just what it is, bro. That's what the
So
American
who
people want,
they
bro.
gonna throw out there then?
I don't know, bro. But
Gavin
they're
is,
cooked. They're cooked. Guess what?
Can't
They're-
throw Gavin.
I think Gavin. Honestly,
Gavin is over.
I gotta keep it 100. Right now, he's probably their strongest candidate.
He better do
That's
something.
what I've been
Well,
He's
saying.
I
better
say-
than AOC. He's a man.
That's what I've been saying.
I
And
give
he
Ben
represents
Shapiro.
the biggest state. You mean Josh Shapiro?
Josh Shapiro. I said
No,
Ben
Josh
Shapiro.
is not more popular than Gavin.
Oh, no.
If we're gonna go off a popularity contest, Gavin Newsom is the
I'm
best
keeping it
candidate
100.
they
A
have. It's
Democrat
not even
woman
remotely
is never
close.
gonna win.
It's
Especially
either
not today.
I'm gonna tell you the two most popular men in the Democrat Party: Gavin Newsom.
Hillary gonna
Tim
try
Walz.
again.
Think Hillary finna go.
No,
No,
they
try
saying
again.
Hillary might run.
Like,
They saying
Hillary-
might
I
run.
didn't even hear that. I just was thinking.
unless they let the progressives take over, bro, they're over.
They
with.
are progressive.
I know, but like Democrats, it's kind of different.
It's gonna be Hillary,
If we're
bro.
going off men in the Democrat Party, I'm gonna tell you the two top names: Gavin Newsom,
Well, there it
Tim
is.
Walz.
There it is. That's gonna be between them.
Tim Walz
It's no
is over
woman.
with.
It is. I'm telling you. Well, unless the Democrats just
Hillary?
vote for
Tim
that.
Walz. I think Tim Walz
Hillary
was a
might
better
do
candidate than Gavin.
Hillary.
But I'm gonna keep it
might do
100. I
some-
feel like all the base men that were Democrat are
And I don't like
are
Tim.
becoming Republican. So their approval rating, they're just cooked. But I'm gonna keep it 100.
We'll
they
see.
might be cooked for a long time. Bro.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad
Because
take.
like what's happening, bro, is just too far, bro. No real man in there and looking at this can approve of this.
I agree.
Point blank, period.
I agree.
So there it is, guys. Let's know what y'all think.